All right, so today we're going to do a deep dive on the new Logic Pro 11.1.
Very cool.
We're going to be looking at all of the new features and updates
Right.
based on Claudio's pretty in-depth breakdown that he did on his YouTube channel.
Yeah, he did a really good job.
Yeah.
Just super in-depth.
And this isn't just like a little update. This is a pretty big one.
Oh, yeah. It's a pretty big one.
With some pretty big changes that could potentially change how we all make music.
For sure. For sure.
And it's not just for, beginners either. This is for everyone.
No, I think there's something in there for literally every single Logic user.
Totally. And Claudio seemed especially hyped about the AI stuff.
He did, didn't he?
The AI-powered session players.
Yeah.
But, it's more than just hype, though, right?
Yeah, definitely more than hype.
These are actually pretty revolutionary.
They are.
What makes them so different from just, using a library of pre-recorded loops, for example?
I think the key difference here is that these session players, they adapt to your input in real time. So the bass player and the keyboard player will actually respond to what you're playing.
So it's like having a studio musician in there with you.
Exactly. And they'll react to your chords and melodies as you play.
Oh, cool.
It's really, really cool.
I like that.
It's like having a jam session.
Yeah.
With an AI.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Claudio is describing the bass player as being incredibly responsive to the user's direction.
Yeah, it really is.
So it's not just about picking a style, it's about actually shaping the performance itself.
Yeah, exactly. So you can tweak the complexity, add slides, ghost notes, all those little nuances that bring a bass line to life.
That's super cool.
It's just a level of dynamic interaction that we haven't really seen in music software before.
Right.
It's truly unique.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then there's the keyboard player.
Right.
It's not just churning out basic chords, is it?
No, not at all. It can do things like string resonance and pedal noises.
Oh, wow.
So it can add in those subtle details that add a lot more authenticity.
Nice.
Especially for genres like ballads or orchestral pieces.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
It's like having an AI pianist who understands the nuances of those styles.
Cool. So for someone who might not have a full band at their disposal, or maybe they're just starting out and they want to experiment with harmonies, this could be pretty huge.
Absolutely. It removes that barrier of needing advanced musical knowledge or access to other musicians to create these really rich layered compositions.
Makes sense. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we've got AI collaborators jamming with us.
Yeah.
But what about when we want to kind of dissect existing music?
Yes.
Claudio was saying that the stem splitter is a total game changer for that.
Yeah, and he's right.
Really?
It really is a game changer for that.
So what can we do with it?
Well, imagine being able to isolate any instrument from a finished track.
Okay.
So the drums, the bass, the vocals, any instrument you want.
Wow.
You can isolate it.
That's great.
It's amazing. And it's like a remixer's dream.
Right. It's for sure.
It's a goldmine for sampling, and it just opens up so many possibilities for mastering.
Oh, totally.
As well.
Yeah. And Claudio was talking about the quality of these separated tracks,
Yes.
with the power of the Apple M series chips.
Yeah.
He was saying they weren't amateurish at all.
No, they're really good.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they sound really clean.
So you're not getting muddy, distorted isolates?
No, they're very clean.
Okay, cool.
They're very usable. They're ready to go.
So think about it you could take an old favorite song, isolate the vocals, and then create an entirely new backing track for it.
Exactly. Or extract a drum loop, and build a whole new song around it.
Cool.
The possibilities are endless.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And Claudio actually demoed it in his video.
Yeah.
And was blown away by how clean.
Yeah, he was very impressed.
And effective it was. Yeah.
Okay, so we've built our track. We've deconstructed some others.
Right.
Now let's talk about adding that special something.
Yes.
That analog warmth that Claudio kept mentioning.
The analog warmth.
Enter Chroma Glow.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me more about this analog warmth.
Well, analog warmth is basically that sonic characteristic that gives music a certain richness and depth.
Right.
That you don't often find in digital recordings.
I see.
It's kind of like the difference between a crisp digital photo and a vintage film photograph.
So it's more than just a technical term.
Yeah, it's about a feeling, a vibe.
Yeah. So analog warmth evokes a sense of nostalgia.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a human touch.
Right.
Okay.
A certain imperfection that can make music feel more organic and engaging.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Chroma Glow promises to deliver that digitally.
It does.
Tell me more.
Yeah, so Chroma Glow emulates the behavior of high-end analog equipment.
Okay.
Adding subtle saturation and harmonic richness. Okay.
To your mixes.
So it's not just about making things louder.
No, it's about adding depth.
Okay.
And dimension.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So instead of needing like a room full of vintage gear,
right,
you can just get that classic sound right in Logic.
Yeah, it's like having a virtual rack of vintage compressors.
Oh, wow.
Tape machines, tube amps.
Okay.
All at your fingertips.
So Claudio was using it to get a smooth and enveloping sound on a synth track.
Yeah, he was really impressed with it.
Oh, cool.
He was even comparing it to a specific vintage compressor that he loves.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And he had 5 different saturation types to play with.
He did. So it's very versatile.
Each type will give like its own unique sonic flavor.
You can really tailor the warmth to your specific needs.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Now, I know you're a big fan of efficiency.
I am, yes.
What about Logic Pro 11.1's workflow improvements?
Yeah.
Anything catch your eye there?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Especially for anyone working on complex projects. These enhancements are going to be huge time savers.
Okay, cool. Like what?
Well, for instance, the quick plug-in search function.
Okay.
You know, imagine you're in the zone.
Yeah.
You're working on a track.
Yeah.
It's building.
Yeah.
And suddenly you need a specific reverb or delay.
Right.
But you don't want to break the flow.
Yeah.
To go digging through menus.
Right.
Now you can just type in what you need.
Okay.
And it pops up instantly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a really nice feature.
Yeah, because it keeps you in that creative headspace.
Exactly.
You don't want to lose that.
No, you don't.
I'm also intrigued by the customizable mixer.
Yes.
You can rearrange channels with just simple drag and drop.
Yeah, it sounds simple, but it's very effective.
Really?
It is, yeah.
Cool.
So it's almost too easy.
It's so easy.
Right?
Yeah, it's great.
I love that.
It's the kind of small change that has a massive impact.
Yeah.
You know, no more like wrestling with the interface.
Right.
You can just set things up exactly how you want.
Yeah.
The way your brain works.
Yeah, exactly how your brain works.
Oh, good.
The way you like to work.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then we can't forget about the optimized exports for iPhone and iPad.
Yes.
Claudio seemed really into being able to quickly test his mixes on different devices.
Yeah, he really liked that feature.
Yeah.
I think it highlights how important mobile music creation has become these days.
For sure.
It's essential to be able to move seamlessly.
Yeah.
Between your main studio setup and a mobile device.
So you're not just chained to your desk anymore?
Oh, you're not.
Yeah, you could be catching inspiration on the go or just getting a different perspective on your mix while away from the monitors.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and speaking of mobile,
yeah,
those iPad enhancements are pretty noteworthy too.
They are.
Especially for those who like to use Logic on the go.
Yes.
Claudio highlighted the Quantec Room Simulator.
Yes, he did.
What is that all about?
Well, it's basically a very powerful tool that lets you simulate different acoustic environments.
Oh, wow.
For your tracks.
Okay.
So you can make your recordings sound like they were captured.
Okay.
In a grand concert hall or a tiny recording studio.
Oh, cool.
All from your iPad.
So that's pretty amazing.
It is pretty amazing, yeah.
Yeah, to be able to shape the acoustics of your tracks like that from a tablet.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's mind-blowing.
It is.
It's more than just slapping on some reverb, though, right?
Oh, yeah. It's way more than reverb.
Yeah.
It's about emulating specific spaces.
Okay.
You know, adding that depth and realism.
Right.
That could really make a track shine.
Yeah.
You know?
I like that.
Yeah, it's like taking your portable studio to a whole new level.
Cool. And then no more storage anxiety.
That's right.
Thanks to Thunderbolt support for external drives.
Exactly.
So imagine having access to your entire sound library no matter where you are.
Yeah, it's like having a full-blown studio in your backpack.
That's crazy.
It is pretty crazy.
It really is.
Yeah.
So this all kind of points to a bigger picture.
Yeah, I think it does.
Don't you think Logic Pro has always been a really powerful tool?
Yes.
But now it feels even more inclusive.
I think that's a great word for it.
Yeah.
It really does feel more inclusive.
So whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out,
right,
Logic Pro 11.1 has something to offer you.
It does.
So what does all this mean for you, the listener?
Well, it means that creating professional quality music is no longer a distant dream.
Right.
It's right there within your reach.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about expensive studios or years of training anymore.
Right.
It's about passion and vision.
Yeah.
And having the right tools to bring your ideas to life.
I love that.
And Logic Pro 11.1 provides those tools.
Yeah.
In a way that's really powerful, but also very user-friendly.
I agree. It's empowering.
Yeah.
You know, you're no longer limited by technical hurdles.
That's right.
You're free to experiment, to explore new sounds.
Yes.
And tell your unique musical story.
Exactly.
And I love that.
Yeah.
Now, before we head into the next part of our deep dive, I want to pause for a second and just ask, what are your initial thoughts on all this?
Yeah, what are your initial thoughts?
What feature has you most intrigued?
Yeah, what's got you excited?
Is it the AI? Is it the workflow enhancements?
Yeah.
Is it that vintage warmth?
What are you going to dive into first?
Yeah.
When you open up Logic?
Exactly.
I'm curious.
So think about it.
Yeah, take a moment.
How might Logic Pro 11.1 impact your creative process?
Yeah.
What new possibilities do you see opening up for you? Hold on to those thoughts.
Okay.
Because in the next part of our deep dive, we're going to be exploring some of the wider implications of all these advancements.
Yes, we are.
We'll talk about the evolving role of AI.
Right.
The democratization of music production.
Yes.
What the future might hold for musicians like you.
All the big questions.
So get ready.
Yeah.
Things are about to get really interesting.
They are. Buckle up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really is incredible to see how music production is evolving. You know, with 11.1, Apple isn't just focusing on those dazzling AI features.
Right.
They're also recognizing how vital a smooth workflow is.
Totally.
For any musician.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, here's the power.
Right.
But don't get bogged down by the tech.
Right.
Just create.
Make music.
Yeah. And Claudio seemed really impressed with how Logic is handling complex projects now.
Oh, yeah?
He specifically mentioned that quick plugin search.
Yeah.
Which I gotta admit sounds like a lifesaver.
Oh, it's so good.
Really?
Yeah, think about it. You're in the zone. You're working on a track.
Yeah.
Building.
Yeah.
Suddenly you need that specific reverb or delay.
Right.
Instead of breaking the flow to dig through menus.
Yeah.
You type a few letters and boom, it's right there.
You're back in it.
You're back in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Keeps you in that creative headspace.
And that customizable mixer.
Oh, yeah.
Drag and drop to arrange your channels.
I love that.
Sounds almost too easy.
It is almost too easy.
Right.
But it's so good.
It's the kind of small change that makes a huge impact.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No more wrestling with the interface.
Nope.
Set things up how your brain works best.
Exactly how you want it.
Efficiency equals more time for the music.
That's it.
I like it.
Yeah.
And we can't forget about those optimized exports for iPhone and iPad.
Oh, yeah.
Claudio seemed really into being able to quickly test his mixes on different devices.
Yeah, he was all about that.
It really highlights how central mobile music creation has become.
For sure.
These days?
These days you have to be able to...
You gotta be mobile.
Bounce around, between your studio setup and your mobile device.
Totally. So you're not just chained to your desk anymore.
No, you're not.
You can be catching inspiration on the go or just getting a different perspective on your mix.
Exactly.
While away from the monitor.
Yes.
Okay, speaking of which, those iPad enhancements are worth another look.
They are.
That Quantec Room simulator is a game changer for anyone producing on an iPad. To be able to shape the acoustics of your tracks like that from a tablet,
it's wild.
It's mind-blowing.
It really is.
But it's more than just slapping on reverb.
Oh, it's way more than reverb.
It is.
It's about emulating specific spaces.
Okay.
Adding that depth and realism that can really make a track shine.
Okay, so it's about creating a sense of space.
Yes.
And realism.
Exactly.
I like that.
It's like taking your portable studio to a whole new level.
And no more storage anxiety.
That's right.
Thanks to Thunderbolt support for external drives.
Finally.
Imagine having access to your entire sound library no matter where you are.
I know, it's a game changer.
It's huge.
Especially for people who are traveling or working in different environments.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So this is really cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Logic Pro has always been a powerful tool.
Yes, it has.
But now it feels even more inclusive. I like that word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a good word for it.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out.
Right.
Logic Pro 11.1 has something to offer you.
It really does.
So what does all this mean for you, the listener?
That's a good question.
It means that creating professional quality music is no longer this distant dream.
Nope.
It's right there within your reach.
It's right there at your fingertips.
It's not about expensive studios or years of training anymore.
Right.
It's about passion.
Yes.
And vision and having the right tools to bring those ideas to life.
Exactly.
And Logic Pro 11.1 provides those tools.
It does.
In a way that's both powerful and user-friendly.
It's a great balance.
Yeah, it's empowering.
Yeah.
You're no longer limited by technical hurdles.
That's right.
You're free to experiment, explore new sounds, and tell your unique musical story.
I love that.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's really inspiring.
Yeah, and I love that.
Me too.
Now, before we head into the final part of our deep dive,
Okay.
let's pause for a second.
All right, let's pause.
What are your initial thoughts on all of this?
Yeah, what are you thinking right now?
Which feature has you most intrigued?
Yeah, what are you most excited to try?
Is it the AI? Is it the workflow enhancements? Is it that vintage warmth?
What is it?
What's calling your name?
Take a moment to consider how Logic Pro 11.1 might impact your own creative process.
Yeah. How's it going to change the way you make music?
What new possibilities do you see opening up for you?
Yeah. Think about that.
Hold on to those thoughts, because in the final part of our deep dive, we're going to be exploring some of the wider implications of these advancements.
We are.
We'll talk about the evolving role of AI, the democratization of music production,
Yes.
what the future might hold for musicians like you.
The big picture stuff.
Get ready. Things are about to get really interesting.
Buckle up.
Okay, so we're back for the final part of our deep dive into Logic Pro 11.1.
Right.
We've covered a lot,
Yeah.
from AI musicians to sonic sculpting tools and vintage vibes.
All the good stuff.
Yeah, but what does it all mean, like, in the grand scheme of things? Well, I think it's really fascinating to see how these advancements are reshaping the very landscape of music production.
Yeah.
You know, we're not just talking about incremental updates here.
Right.
We're witnessing a paradigm shift.
You're right. It's almost like the lines are blurring between human creativity and technology.
I think so, too.
These AI features aren't just like generating sounds.
Right.
They're actually responding to musical context in ways that feel almost intuitive.
It's wild.
It really is.
Yeah, it's like they understand
Yeah.
what you're trying to do.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So imagine a world where anyone, regardless of their technical skills or musical background,
Right.
can translate their musical ideas into reality.
Yeah,
That's the potential we're seeing unfold here.
exactly. And that's what's so exciting about it.
Yeah, Claudio seemed especially excited about that aspect in his video.
Yeah, he was.
You know, especially for aspiring musicians.
Yeah, it's like opening a door that was previously closed to so many people.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It's like empowering a whole new generation of creators, giving them the tools to experiment, to find their voice,
Right.
and to share their music with the world.
And it's not just for beginners either.
Right.
It's for everyone.
It's for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no more needing like a fancy studio or years of training to get started.
Yep.
It's all about that initial spark of inspiration.
That's it.
And Logic Pro 11.1 doesn't just cater to beginners.
No, it's a robust tool
Okay.
that can enhance the workflow of seasoned producers as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Think about the time saved with features like the stem splitter
Right.
and the quick plug insert.
Exactly.
That's time that can be reinvested into the creative process.
Yeah, imagine being able to quickly sketch out ideas, experiment with different arrangements, refine your sound
Yeah.
without getting bogged down in all the technical stuff.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
It's all about removing those obstacles
totally.
and allowing the creative energy to flow freely.
Let it flow.
And what about the impact on different genres?
Yeah.
I mean, the stem splitter alone opens up a world of possibilities for remixing and reimagining existing music.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Think about taking a classic jazz recording,
Right.
isolating the instruments,
Yeah.
and creating like a completely new electronic arrangement.
Exactly. Or using the AI features to generate harmonies and bass lines
Yeah.
in styles that were previously difficult or time-consuming to produce.
It's like a sonic playground where you can blend genres.
I love the sonic playground.
Experiment with textures, push the boundaries of what's possible.
That's what it's all about.
The possibilities are truly endless.
They really are.
And that's what's so inspiring about this update.
I think so, too.
It's not just about the technology itself.
All right.
It's about how this technology can be used to spark creativity,
Yeah.
to foster collaboration, and to push the boundaries of musical expression.
I love that.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Logic Pro 11.1,
Right.
let's leave you with this one thought. Don't be intimidated by the technology.
Yeah, embrace it.
Embrace it, experiment, explore, and see where your musical journey takes you.
Exactly. Have fun with it.
These tools are powerful,
Yeah.
but ultimately it's your vision, your passion, and your unique voice that will shape the music you create.
That's the most important thing.
Logic Pro 11.1 is just here to help you bring that vision to life.
It's your partner in crime.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So go out there and make some noise and let the world hear your music.
Let's hear it.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the exciting world of Logic Pro 11.1.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
We hope you found it insightful, inspiring, and maybe even a little bit mind-blowing.
Maybe even change the way you think about making music.
Yeah, until next time, keep creating.
Keep creating